Good day, my friends. Good day and welcome to this thing of ours. A happy Friday to you. Happy Friday, May the 17th. And I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I say a hearty hello and a high silver to you, dear friends, and remind you that it is now 172 days until the election. Let me just remind you, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grab you and shake you and say, okay, now listen. You've been walking around listening to people and you're all confused now. I'm going to focus you. I'm going to refocus and we're going to look at some things maybe differently. Maybe for the first time. Maybe. There was an old line years ago. A great, I don't know who the comedian was. I've stolen it. I'd give attribution if I remember who it was. This guy stands up in a group and says, maybe, just maybe, if we put our minds together and utilize our talents and think once and for all, not as individuals, but as a team to try to make the world better. And nah. I have that's me. Nah. Whatever. We'll give it a try. But what I want you to do is we're going to do something differently today. I want to teach you something. And I know that sounds pedantic, but I'm pedantic. I'm a pedant. And I want you to think about this. I want you to rethink the way you think. And I want you to analyze more. And I want you to discuss and to delve and plumb the depths. That's what I want you to do. But first, dear and great and glorious and wonderful friends, before we begin, let me remind you, please subscribe. I can't say this enough. I know, I know. Everybody said, subscribe. But seriously, you have to subscribe. It is so critical that you subscribe and also that you like the video. As Lizzie Solak, our den mother, will tell you, in prefect of discipline, there has to be the emphasis made on you liking this, subscribing, and hitting the bell so you're always notified of new videos and the like. So that's critical. Today, we're going to be talking about the AOC versus MTG Jerry Springer food fight and lights out match and why we love it. And Jasmine Crockett with a little Tiffany Henyard to show how politics has been forever changed, perhaps for the worse, but it's changed nonetheless. And we're going to evaluate it, not with the idea that we can change anything, but look at it critically and philosophically. But first, dear friends, before we begin, this incredible word from our incredibly critical and important sponsor. My friends, gold has been on an unstoppable run. It's gone up more than 81% in the last 5 years and almost 20% in the last 12 months. And it's happening, and happening now. Central banks are ditching the dollar and U.S. treasuries are buying more gold. And the good news is predicted to go up even more. It's true. UBS even said it would go up to $5,000. Noble Gold Investments' phone has been ringing nonstop off the hook. Everyone wants to protect their retirement with gold, and you can do the same. Noble Gold Investments can help you secure some gold to protect your future. From day one, you work with the same dedicated all-American expert. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, Noble Gold Investments will make sure you get all the help you need. And this month, Noble Gold Investments will give you a free 1/4 ounce gold standard coin if you open a qualified account. So go to LionelNationGold.com right now. LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, let me say something. And I'm going to say this again. I want you to sit back and to be a cultural, political, and philosophical critic. I don't want you to ask, the way things should be. Don't get real, highfalutin about, well, this is the way it should. I'm sorry. There are some things that are fun. You might like dwarf tossing. That was a big deal in the old days. Big deal. Dwarf tossing was something that, frankly, it was quite the event, and people couldn't dare say they liked it. The little people enjoyed it. Whether it was, I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but I'll never forget. Bars. This is in Florida years ago. Their bars were packed dwarf tossing, and I thought, well, what's wrong with dwarf tossing? What's wrong with it? I'm saying, but they're consenting to it. It's fun. Nobody's hurting, but we can't like this. What does that mean? We can't. This is wrong, but it's not wrong. It's theoretically wrong. I told you I spent my youth in professional wrestling, and I can tell you I saw stuff that it was fun. And anybody who tells you this is terrible, you've never been to one. There are some things that I tell you I enjoy more than anything. First of all, blowing things up. If you have any explosives, any kind of fireworks, count me in. I love blowing things up. I mean, not personal property, but just I love it. I'll always. I could play catch forever. I could play frisbee forever. I could just do certain things that I just like it. I just like it. And certain things I think are kind of trashy. One thing I refuse to watch, which I think are, believe it or not, seriously, is an absolute example of the complete and total destruction of society, and that's the beauty pageant. Absolutely. Nude dancing is more honorable when it's not trafficking, but nude dancing is more honorable than any kind of beauty pageants. That's just demoralizing. That's a latter-day version of the minstrel show. Horrible. Now, recently, as you know, we have a new group of people. And one of the biggest things that happened ever in our world was, you call it Jerry Springer, but Jerry Springer is for white trash. But Ricky Lake was for, well, I don't know what the word is. I was on with a show on Ricky Lake. I used to get a residual from the Ricky Lake show. I was on with Curtis Lewa. We were on a show one time about whether there should be I forget what it was. Curfews. And I'm on with Curtis, and one of the women, respect, people in the audience who would come up and say, "Yeah, Ricky, now I could do an imitation of these folks, but you would call me racist because it would be so good. It would be because I'd be so spot on. You can't do that. I can do an Irish, no problem. Southern, no problem. New York, no problem. Black, urban, racist. Or sometimes if somebody does an overtly effeminate type, it's funny. I mean, nobody says good mimicry. Oh, no. That's mocking. In any event, there was a woman named Lasagna. And Ricky Lake was, let's go right now to, and I love neologisms, new named. Remember LaShawn, Kawan, Mashawn, Jaron, Lashandra, La Kamika, Lashika, Tamika, Tama. I used to, in fact, as a prosecutor, I wanted to have this 3 or 4 concentric, kind of a roulette wheel, where you go into newborns and say, "You got a name for the baby yet?" No. How many syllables? 3. Okay. Ka. Re. Sha. Carisha. Okay, I'll take it. Just not Mary. Eddie. Boring. Octolanda. Sinatra Jones. One of my favorites. Actual names. Shithede, which of course is spelled shithead. True story. Vagina, placenta, Octolanda, King Arthur, Queen Elizabeth, Nosmo King. It was the King family, but the name was Nosmo because the mother saw. Anyway, so I loved it. It was, I knew more. But somebody said, "Excuse me, that's not funny." Why isn't that funny? So to make a long story short, when I was on Ricky Lake show, somebody came up and said lasagna. And I said, wait. Lasagna? That was my answer. I thought they were going to kill me. What? I said, lasagna. That was my reaction. And I got like $2. I went and changed my mind to piss the audience off. It was completely professional wrestling. Complete professional wrestling. I was the heel. Whatever. I was going to say at first, because Curtis was he was for, obviously, of course, he was for curfews, and I was going to be against it because of civil liberties considerations. But as soon as I was there, I thought, oh no, that's no fun. I want to just make this group mad, and I got them mad. And lasagna was, I mean, and I would say managot, excuse me, lasagna. What is it? Or managot, as they say here in New York, which I hate. So the way they bash the word mozzarella, the way they just stop the pronunciation. Mozzarella, soprasat. Come on. Gabagool. How that became capicola and how fagioli became fazul in any event. So to make a long story short, there are things that happen and I enjoy. And I love Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why? She pisses everybody off. And you can say to yourself, no, wait a minute. Wait. That's sorry. It's the wrestling in me. She's kind of a heel face, depends what it is. AOC, lightweight. Jasmine Crockett. This is the Harley race and Dusty Rhodes. This is, Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik. This is serious heat and a work. Okay. You got that? A work. And AOC doesn't have it. She said something today in Spanish, and I'm thinking, I don't think that's what she meant. She said, and as we say in the Bronx, yo soy latineras, soy mejor a la mismo. What? Tú tienes pincerío a las ocho. Wait a minute, this is gibberish. What are you saying? One of my favorite words I used to love was pincerillos. Doesn't that sound good? Pincerillo. Hey, tú tienes pincerillo. What does that mean? Pincer means like pliers, tweezers, something. I made it up. I don't know what. I have no idea what it means. Pincerillo. Anyway. So the other day we get into this, and of course we're getting into that. Okay, this is what's happening. I'm sorry, we're getting into it. We're seeing it with Fannie. We're seeing it with the great Tiffany Henyard coming up, who is the best. It's Ricky Lake hits whatever. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's over now. If you think that the days of Gene Kirkpatrick, oh no, it's done. We live in a complete and total Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer world. Oh yeah. And pretty soon, you're going to hear people say, that no good mother beep. I mean, they're going to judge. I mean, it's going to be because Crockett says, I'm tired of this shit. I mean, beep, you can't say that. Well, you, beep. I mean, you, oh yeah, you, what does she call him? You beach. What does she say? Bleach, butch, body. Hang on. I gotta get the exact word. This was so good. Oh, girl, baby girl, don't even play. AOC unleashes on MTG over intelligence, fake eyelashes. Oh yeah, and she says, don't flap your fake eyelashes. I love those Cardi B things that are amazing. And then she called him a bleach, blonde, butch body as all hell breaks loose. And I loved it. And this is the point of what I say. I know I'm not supposed to. I know it's wrong. I know watching bum fights was wrong. I know watching certain things were wrong. I know. I love it. Jasmine Crockett, now if you could somehow get Tiffany Henyard, who's unintelligible. She's just unintelligible. I don't know what she's. And if you watch, it's from the Karen world. Okay, what are we talking about? without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this in no particular order. Let me make sure my sound is up. One of you very nice people wrote up and said, "Would you please turn the sound up? If you're gonna play could you please? Thank you very much. I will do that. Let us. It was a story about whether to hold Merrick Garland in contempt. I mean, who the hell cares what it was? Just all hell breaks loose, and watch if you can get a hold of Jamie Raskin, who says, "What? He's laughing at this." I mean, it is well. And now imagine during the old days, before I forget, there's no dueling. One guy beat or almost clubbed with a cane or something. They shot people. I mean, this is nothing compared to. So don't say like, well, in the old days. No, in the old days it was violent. This is just word salad and stuff. This is Ricky Lake and Karen's and all that kind of stuff. This is that crazy loon being thrown off the plane. Videos that I can watch. I don't know what's the matter with me. I love when people say you can't do that. Oh, and these sovereign citizens, the Fourth Amendment right says I've got no duty to get out of the car. Next thing you know, you're a crash of the way. You can't do this. I think I can. Okay, kids, with with no further ado, let's dig into this.
If any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Judge
Merchan's daughter.
Hang on. There we go. Hang on. Now this is good. This is good because as you know, Judge Merchan from downtown, from the Trump trial, his daughter is working for a lot of Democratic operatives, and she is herself one. And it's legal. I mean, it's legal. You know, what are you gonna do about it? But I thought it was very well placed. Now remember, coming up, Crockett. The heel, Lady Jasmine, here she comes.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What?
Now, by the way, excuse me, that sound, this is the sound. Don't look at me. Don't blame me. Don't say, would you please turn this up? This is the sound. I'm sorry.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
That's beneath even
order of your committee.
Order.
Please.
Point of order.
We have a point of order.
Point of order.
Mr. Lynch, state your point.
Now, I would have looked, well, I got your point of order. Alrighty. Point this order. And you know that Jasmine goes into that. Ain't nobody all of a sudden it's like, wow. Not even she goes into to Ann Esther like LaWanda Page in me. I'm talking to you, sucker. I mean, all of a sudden. Oh. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to come on, bring her. And you know Marjorie Taylor Greene loves this. Deep down inside, they're probably calling each other at 3 a.m. saying, that was fantastic. You're the heel, I'm the face. Tomorrow we're going to bring some heat. This is the finish. You're going to have this is just like wrestling, right? Take the bump, Broadway, clothesline, make your spots, and then the referee will say 1 minute. When he says point of order, then you go for the kill, and your line's going to be, this is the great. What if I said to you right now, listen, the hell with the Biden, whatever, the Trump debate. Let's put these two together for charity. Huh? Remember this? All we ever get to see is Stephen Stills, Relaxing Town. Stephen Stills too. All we ever get to see are the rednecks and the revolution crazies. Let's rent out Soldiers Field and have Jerry Rubin versus Mayor Daley. For the benefit of peace, admission is free. We can all stay home and watch it on TV. Call it a super seed. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. This is when Jasmine cuts loose. And all I'll say is, you go, baby girl.
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down. calm
No,
down.
no, because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Ms. Crockett,
clarification.
you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Chairman,
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Ms. Greene talk, and then you all can. I'll recognize.
But I
someone on
move
this
to
side.
strike her words for a second time based on her
You're
second
standing.
set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Who?
Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the rules
sideshow
of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Hey,
Ms.
I'm
Greene,
recognized.
listen,
I'm recognized. I'm going to
listen,
go ahead and start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Ms. Greene and let
We
her
cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a Okay, what's the motion? What's
The motion,
Is this not the worst way to do this? Do we have a motion? Yeah. Are you seconding motion? F you! Is that, excuse me, is that a super sponte motion? Is this a pro se? Is this ad hoc? Do we second that? Can we suspend? What? No, wait. Just wait. It gets better, right? Now dig this one. This is the line of them all.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm
cross.
just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging
Ooh.
personalities, correct?
A what now?
Look at Raskin.
Chairman,
I'm
I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold
a
on.
I'm
parliament.
trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman,
I didn't-
motion to
I had
strike
no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
Look at
We're
Raskin.
not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just.
Oh,
said
you
yes.
Y'all did it
just
first.
voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you
You
don't want to
just
talk about
voted
it.
to do
You
it.
say you're gonna
Order,
Marjorie
order.
on
I'm
the
trying to
lead.
get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm
No,
down.
because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to
Ms.
get
Crockett,
clarification.
you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
Look,
I
Chairman,
come
can we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes.
I love that. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Who loves it? Voice vote. Could I have a vote from please? We have 646 people, which is just, that's just shitty. How many times I got? All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting my own thing. Who loves this? Yes or no? Come on. Yes for 1, 2 for no. Who loves this? Love it. Dub loves it. Keep it clean loves it. Mitchell loves it. Everybody loves Wes Inman, of course. Beastie loves it. Hillbilly loves it. Cliff loves it. Everyone loves it. You're all fired. Ronnie loves it. It's just, and see, this is one of those things where you're supposed to say, it's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the final word, Mr. Brad Runge says, this is the best ever. Oh, it is. It's one of those things where one time my father was chasing my sister and she says, you damn fool. And he grabbed her and go, where did you hear that? She says, from you. He said, oh, okay. And we all laughed. It was like, got it. I admit it. Okay. It's not supposed to be funny. I'm sorry. There's some things where you laugh. Look at this. Patton loves it. Is there more? There's some other stuff. Now you sit back and you think, how is this even happening? Raul Rodriguez, I love Congress Springer. Yes. I'm telling you, Ricky Lake was really the one you're talking about. America's doomed, Ronald. No, it is not doomed. Come on. Remember in Italy, they had Cicciolina. Remember Chickalina? Now coming up, the best one. The best one. No, the best one. And you see, the thing is, you can't tell somebody, you sound like a moron. What? You sound like a moron. If there was somebody who said, I'll tell you one damn thing, this guy don't have sense to pour piss out of a boot or a window to throw it out of. And you would say, hold it, wait a minute, stop. That may work back home, but it doesn't work now. Runji says, I love how the old white guys have no clue what the ghetto is. Well, that's a phrase, I'll bet you anything, that Ms. Congresswoman did not in any way, I'll bet you she is not from the ghetto. I will bet you that is a phrase that people refer to this. But I would venture that Ms. Crockett does not and is not from the ghetto. I will bet anything. I believe this is a particular patois, a particular phrase that is common among others because of social media, the Karenization, and also how violent extreme reaction is become so, we have been so inculcated, if you can believe that. Now, coming up, I want to show you the best. This shows a level of cluelessness, which is, I think, in my I can't show you. I'll try to show you, but this is simply the best. But before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, with this particular piece, let me remind you of something exceedingly critical. And this is something I'm again, you're going to understand something. While all the laughing is great, and one of these days, I don't know how, aliens, invasion, supply chain breakdown, strikes, ransomware, stores are going to close for long periods of time. And you are going to be thinking, why didn't I pay attention to preparewithlionel.com? Why did I not do it then? So listen now. It's no longer a question of if something catastrophic is coming, it's when. And while you still have some control, what are you going to do about it now to prepare? Well, your first step is going to my website, preparewithlionel.com. And for a limited time, take $200 off a 3-month emergency food supply. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you and your family to prepare. They've helped over 2 million families already. These 3-month kits with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories every day with 22 varieties and a 25-year shelf life. Breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, everything. And they're sealed inside 6 rugged waterproof buckets, and they're over 120 pounds of food. So take advantage right now and go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. One more time, preparewithlionel.com. Now, my friends, I've told you the best of the best of the best. The best is Tiffany Alicia Henyard, Tiffany A. Henyard. She is a mayor of Dalton, Illinois, Dolton, since 2021, and as Thornton Township Supervisor. She served 2 terms as member of the Village Board of Trustees and is the mayor. And I believe Dalton Trustees 12 hours appointed an acting mayor. This is the most important thing in the world. She has been the trustees in Dalton, Dolton, this week voted to appoint an acting mayor and ongoing political turmoil in the Chicago suburb. A trustee, Jason House, will now fill in for embattled Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard. in certain situations after Henyard, who was at the center of a series of subpoenas and lawsuits, missed 25 Board of Trustee meetings. All 4 of the Dalton trustees present at this week's meeting voted in favor of the decision. 2 trustees were absent. The village's government has been marred in and by accusations of misspending, lawsuits, and probes. The FBI recently served 3 subpoenas seeking a variety of financial reports and receipts for Henyard, village administrator Keith Freeman, and trustee Andrew Holmes. Holmes was terminated last month by the group Chicago Survivors after he was sued by Henyard's former assistant for alleged assault. Earlier this month, former assistant Fenia Dukes released a pre-recorded statement accusing Holmes of having non-consensual sex with her. Trustees recently hired former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, you just came to investigate Henyard and village finances, but Henyard vetoed the hire. Henyard and the trustees don't have the authority to hire Lightfoot. You know, it's veto power, Henyard said. How dare you come to someone's town to work or do something? Lori knows better than this. It is illegal, and she will not be paid for services. Now, recently, as you know, our good friend, Mayor Rudy Giuliani, the greatest mayor, is having his 80th birthday party. And it's one of the strangest things ever because he has an Amazon kind of a wish list, kind of like a birthday registry. And the stuff he wants is really weird, like paint for a ceiling and a razor. And I don't even know what the hell that even means. But by the way, Mr. Runji says she was ready to jump in her. She was ready to jump in her. Oh, in her ass. What was holding her back except that 180 grand a year, ha ha ha, eyelashes. I can't stop laughing. This is great stuff. I follow wrestling in the 80s, though. Well, the 80s was nothing, but thank you for that, Brady. I appreciate that. But here, now, anyway, so they're getting mad at Rudy because Rudy, that's demeaning. Imagine this is your mayor, $300,000 roughly a year. The police, they were going to have to, they were threatening to repossess police cars because of unpaid bills. I shite you not. And this 40-year-old star is the mayor, and she wants to be a TikTok, kind of a Instagram, whatever, influencer. This is what she wants to be. She's a mayor. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one and the only, the inimitable, the ineffable Mayor, Her Honor, Tiffany A. Henyard.
The mayor, Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's mayor. So I heard you guys was looking for me. If you looking for Tiffany Henyard, press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. So, what you want me to talk about? This or that? This and that? Or me? Tiffany A. Henyard. You pick. Put your questions in the comments, and I'm going to answer all questions. Just be respectful. If you disrespectful, I'm not going to answer it. Because remember, I got the tea with the receipts. Matter of fact, if you want the tea, get it from me. Go tell that.
I don't know what the hell. Now, I'm not going to imitate her. Because if I do, people get mad. Okay? But that is my favorite. And imagine this is your mayor. And I don't know about you, but I'm a bit priggish. Mispronounced words, I'm sorry. Subscribe. Okay. I don't want to there are some people on the Fox in the world today who say things that are just wrong. I don't know what to tell you. This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are. I can't believe this. Now, here's the bottom line. Isn't it fun? I'm sorry, but isn't it fun? This is democracy. In the United States, you can be anyone you want. If the good people of Dalton, Illinois, like super mayor, she called herself super mayor, Tiffany A. Henyard, so be it. Remember Wilbur Mills? Remember this guy was drunk with Fannie Fox? Was it Wilbur Mills? Yeah, in the basin. You want to hear stories about Nixon? Nixon was a huge drunk. Remember how he beat up Pat and all this stuff? You want me to go through this? We had Bill Clinton with a cigar and the whole thing do you want to go through? We have the most corrupt president in the history of our now. And tell me, what's so bad about Tiffany A. Henyard? Or Crockett or Jasmine? What? This is the part which is the most important thing. This is the critical aspect. Why is it, dear friends? Why is it that with all that is going on in the world today, this somehow is considered problematic? I don't know. I think it's fantastic. And there is something that I like about, very frankly, clarity. These people don't do anything, but at least they're entertaining. So entertain me. You're not going to help me. Yeah, people like the great older, she's wonderful. Nancy Pelosi was never entertaining. She just screwed it. She was the worst person ever. She's corrupt, beyond corrupt. Go down the list. You've got Bob Menendez. Bob Menendez, who's what? Bob Menendez with the gold bars. Now he claims what his wife is. Okay, I wish them all well. They're not funny, but they're corrupt. I didn't hear anything about MTG being corrupt. As far as Tiffany A. Henyard, she's incompetent. I don't know if she's corrupt. I think this is the greatest stuff in the world. I love this. I absolutely love this. And let me also say something, and with all due respect, do not call this ghetto. There's no such thing as that. Do not call, there are people, and have always been people who love to adopt a particular form of membership in a demographic that they are not a member of. Remember after Urban Cowboy, everybody was walking around driving, hey, I'm a cowboy. You're not a cowboy. Well, I am now. This is the way people speak because of social media. And you can see people screaming and yelling in Walmarts and airlines and police stops. Did you see the head of BLM pushing a cop? This is everywhere. This is not ghetto. This is normal. This is it. This is where we are. Now, one of the most incredibly fascinating scenes. This is a man by the name of Andy Ogles or Ogles. He's from Tennessee, congressman. He speaks to something so poignantly. And I wanted to hear what you have to do. He was appearing downtown with Lauren Boebert. By the way, was Lauren Boebert in court with her son? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Lauren Boebert does nothing for me. Nothing. She wants to be Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's not. Matt Gaetz is kind of moving up. Be careful of Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz, be very careful. Okay. But listen to this absolutely poignant piece from Congressman Ogles or Ogles.
From the great state of Tennessee, Andy Ogles. You know, if I started a story with a convicted felon and a hooker walk into a bar, you would immediately know that it's a joke. Well, that's what we have here.
Yes.
A joke of a trial. We have a convicted felon who has a vengeance against the president. We have a woman who is paid for sex with a vengeance against the president. This is not a prosecution. This is a persecution. We have a two-tier justice system in this country. And if a former president can be targeted by a woke and corrupt judge, then you can be targeted as well. Mr. President, we've got your back.
I personally love this. I do. And he brings up a very, very good point there. He brings up a very good point. The point is that this can happen. And it can happen to you. And what is also happening is regarding, and this is something nobody wants to address, certainly none of those folks, is how college campuses are now the battleground for squelched speech. If you are not afraid, if you are not at all frightened by what they are doing regarding the limitation of free speech on college campuses, then you're not paying attention. You're simply not paying attention. They're actually, it is like nothing we have ever seen. We're having people who never, ever, ever were stopped. We never had college presidents fired, supplanted, removed for anything in the past, except now. Why? To the untrained observer, they would say, well, it seems like there is this foreign nation, Israel, that's basically telling us what to do with our students. Now, there was a time when some people wanted to fight during the Vietnam War. People would constantly protest against the use of research facilities for like Dow Chemical to make Agent Orange. That's what they did. But if anybody were to advocate, and I'm not speaking one way or another on this, but if you want to go to your college campus and demand that your university divest itself through BDS or whatever particular platform you want, to divest itself from either funding or cooperating or assisting in the war effort, that should be your right to say it. Whether it's you did it during South Africa, you did it during apartheid, that was cool. That was Mandela. Nobody cared about that. But what's the difference? Oh, no. I want you to look at me and I want you to listen to what I'm saying. We're being told what to say by a foreign nation. And the same people who said, I'm not going to have Zelensky and NATO tell us what to do, the same ones now are saying, yeah, but anti-Semitism is a different story. Why is it a different story? Excuse me. Anti-Semitism, bad. Racism, bad. Hate, bad. Nastiness, bad. Excuse me. Who can I go? Let's all go to the Knesset and tell them, I want you to make sure you fire any professor in Israel, and I want you to expel any Israeli student that dares speak ill and speak anti-Americanistic about us. They'd laugh. You go, get the hell out of here. Excuse me. We're giving you this money. We want to make sure you fire any college professor, any academic, anybody who dares say a word against the United States. They would look at you like, are you out of your mind? That's exactly what's happening here. And I cannot believe the number of people, friends of mine in the talk radio business, like, you stupid schmucks, you're losing the freedom of speech. And I'm not speaking about the underlying issues. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm not saying that. You can't tell somebody they can't say something. This country we have had schools. We have had people in our country. We have had actual academic institutions that have advocated genital mutilation and gender reassignment, and nobody said a word about that. But this, now we've gone too far? No. Let me tell you another thing you better watch out about. And listen to me very carefully. Let's say I'm out to get your free speech rights, and I want to kill your First Amendment. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick something you agree with, but I'm going to overexpand it. For example, do you think there should be a criminal law against, quote, deep fake, make it easy, pornography? And we'll use these terms. We won't worry about, we'll just use common parlance. Yes or no? Do you think there should be a law against deep fake pornography? Just answer the question. And if you answer the question without thinking, you've never heard a word I have said. But for the sake of argument, what do you think? Deep fake, and deep state pornography. What do you think? Because that's coming up. It's coming up. And you're going to and you're going to hear these terrible stories. What do you think? We have this poor 10-year-old kid who kills himself for, I don't even know what this, I don't even understand this. I don't understand this. I don't understand this new world. Nobody killed themselves when we were kids because I guess maybe there's no social media. But they made fun of his glasses. They broke his glasses. This has been going on forever. Why are kids killing themselves? But anyway, Debbie says, yes. Should there be a prosecution for deep fake pornography? Prosecution, not a lawsuit. That's a different story. Prosecution. Oh, not money damages, jail, prison. Faye says yes. Okie dokie. Dub says, what does that mean? Very good. Children depicted should be against the law. There you go, Debbie. There we go. Children depicted. Now, Debbie, I like your candor. Let's say I were to draw, or I take the worst attempt at deep fake. I take a picture of an adult, let's say a picture of Stormy Daniels, nude, in the flesh, in the raw, along with her husband, Barrett Bangwell. That was one of his, that's my favorite. Forget the Harry Dangler and whatever. This is, anyway, there's a picture. Let's say I take a nude picture of Stormy Daniels, okay? And then I take a picture of an infant and I Photoshop it. And it's the worst Photoshop. The edges don't line up, the heads do. It's the worst. And I say, that's deep fake. Should I be prosecuted? Should I be prosecuted? Is that deep fake? That's a depiction of a child. And you say, whoa, wait. Faye says, yes, children's images and sexual poses is against every law of media. Children's images or photos? Images? Now, if I show this, I go, wait a minute, hold it. This is a grown woman, but there's an image of a child. Wait a minute, this is ridiculous. This is a head. Okay, so it's got to be good deep fake. Is it going to be a good deep fake? A professional deep fake? How do you do? You should have seen how the problem we had with defining pornography. Now, make it very simple. This is like libel or something. This is false light. We can do civil stuff, which I think hurts people more. Money damages. But people will say, yes, get rid of it. And they'll say, well, what do you mean? What about, for example, how about if I say, oh, I'm not going to do a picture. I'm going to write. What about this? I'm going to write a story. I'm going to write a story about something horrible with children and infants. Should I be prohibited from that? From writing it? This is words. Should I? Well, that encourages it. Could be. Should I be stopped? People, and they'll say, well, there's got to be a law against it. Why? What about Lolita? What is that all about? Summer of 42, Romeo and Juliet. Do you remember the song Summer the First Time? Bobby Goldsboro. I love that song. He was 17, she was 31 or whatever it was. Well, it's underage. And then what year? Is it a year? Well, he was 17. And it was a man. And plus it was then. You see how you do all these things? You react to these stories. Don't stand so close to me. The police. She was just 17. And wait a minute. Hold it. Do you know where we're going with this? Words, ideas, thoughts. It sounds good, and I'm going to push it. And I'm going to say, oh, no, no, no. I'm going to have my coalition come forward, and I want to push this. And I'm going to bring all these kids who have been offended and hurt by deep fake stuff. I'm going to bring them on. I'm going to say, we need to pass legislation now. And guess what? You've just killed parity. You just killed it. You just reversed the Supreme Court in the Jerry Falwell case with Larry Flint. You just killed parity. You just killed it. Right before your eyes, you just killed it. Well, no, I didn't. Oh, yes, you did. Because what you did was you didn't say, okay, we're going to stop deep fakes where young girls are humiliated. No, 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 no. You said there is a law that it is legal to prohibit speech if it depicts someone in a false light. Now, do we say a sexually false light? Well, I don't know how you're going to do it. Or just a false light. What if I take somebody and instead of taking some 17-year-old girl having sex that never occurred, I have her, I have her saying racist things about black people and gay people, and it's not real. So now you're going to say impersonating somebody? Well, you're not impersonating. Well, what do you mean? So Rich Little? No, not Rich Little. How do you protect? I don't know if Rich Little's even doing this, but how do you even protect Rich Little? Or do you see how they're all coming out now in favor of Kevin Spacey, and they're all coming out in favor of Louis C.K.? He suffered enough. You know what that's about, don't you? Do you see what's happening? I want to destroy your First Amendment. It's not going to be somebody who's going to come and somebody from Russia or wherever Ukraine no, it's going to be somebody from the United States who says, I want to do the right thing. And I want to protect people. That's exactly what happens. This is what Americans just don't get. They never understand. When they came up with hate crimes, and now you want to pass legislation that can basically get somebody bounced if they dare say something that's, quote, anti-Semitic, and these right-wingers are going along with it. Dear God. Oh, and you know what, America? You're going to get exactly what you want. You're going to get it. Keep it up. And you'll say, you know what? He was right. Because remember, I get you never by coming against you. I want to join your force. I want to join your force. Let me move into your group. If there's a group of people who believe in, let's say, reproductive rights, I'm going to move in and I'm going to say, yeah, and the same goes for children. What? Yes, children too. Wait a minute, we didn't bring up kids. Well, I am. Wait a minute, you're not a part of this. And next thing you know, I have that story where that group is supporting this. When I'm the agent provocateur, I'm the false flag, and nobody's going to tell the difference. Nobody. Americans are the easiest to fool. Hit them with something that's real emotional. Burning the flag. Have you ever seen any flag burning here? As every now and then, but after the big flag burning amendment, of course not. But you would have thought that would have been the end of the world. Now, hang on a second. I know you're going crazy. You think to yourself, "Oh my God, I'm so overdone with this. I'm so overwhelmed. I just want to lay down, actually lie down on my pillow." That's a great idea. Well, where do I get one of those? You go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. That's where. It's time yet again, my friends, to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you'll get a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I know a free gift. It's a tautology, so sue me. But first, listen carefully. Check out their $25 extravaganzas. Premium My Pillows, Queen and King, My Pillow 2.0. My Pillow bed sheets, the lowest price ever. Sandals, slides, slippers, 6-piece towel sets, 4-pack dish towel sets. Simply and absolutely unbelievable. So go to mypillow.com/Lionel, mypillow.com promo code Lionel, or call 800-645-4965 and watch how fast Mike Lindell answers the phone. mypillow.com, simply and absolutely the best. Don't forget, by the way, he's got coffee too. Even got coffee. It's called this is called a new product alert. I'm looking at this right now. Hang on a minute. It says My Pillow, save up to 50% with a subscription. Look at this. Guaranteed the best tasting coffee ever. My Coffee. I'm telling you. At any event. So listen, we've had a lot to discuss this morning. And one of these days, oh my God, my dream one day is to let you know a couple of things. If you knew what's going on right now among the world of the music industry, one day you're going to see a blowout. The music industry, hip hoppers, whatever, not just them, but a lot, regarding trafficking, what is also being done in the world of yachting, and how the entertainment industry has been forever involved with this for two reasons. Number one, the providing of the services, but number two, the blackmail. Remember what Watergate was about. Remember how people have said for the longest time that what that break-in was about was to retrieve information regarding a call girl service. Remember the accusations of that? Remember John Dean and his wife and all these statements? Remember all of that's going on? Remember that? Honeypots, extortion, blackmail are bigger today than ever. And it is going on right now. And nobody's lifting a finger. But dare say something, quote, anti-Semitic, and you're having a foreign country demanding that your Congress deprive you of the ability to speak about a foreign country. Think about that. Think about that right now. Think about it. It is without peer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for this. And I want to tell the MTG, Marjorie Taylor, you know what? I don't care. Go in and raise hell. And to Ms. Crockett, oh, it just got even more fascinating. Now, my friends, there is a wonderful, when I say wonderful, it's a bit of a misnomer because there's nothing really wonderful about it. It's thorough. But I want you to go to Mrs. L's YouTube channel at Lynn's Warriors and subscribe immediately. Subscribe forthwith. Subscribe anon. Subscribe immediately. Do it. Do it. Because she also has a very, very important piece about this poor little boy, 10 years old, who committed suicide, and how we're just becoming rather calloused to it. Have you noticed that? It's like, oh, another suicide. Oh, okay. But say something anti-Semitic, then we've got congressional oversight committees and this and that. But the rising suicide rate among children, nobody cares about that. Why? You've been very good, my friends. Thank you. Please follow me right now. Make sure you are following Lionel Nation. We'll be back this evening at 7 p.m. with more fun and frolic and excitement. We're going to be going on about what's going on, about the mirth, the merriment, and the mayhem of American political strata. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much for being a part of this thing, and I mean this sincerely. Oh, and thank you, by the way, to our benefactors today, Mr. Brad Runge, or Runge, or Runge, home on the Runge, and Raul Rodriguez. Thank you, one and all, you wonderful, incredible patriots, whom I respect tremendously. All right, my friends, see you tonight, 7 p.m. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you.